Alright, let's dive into something that's been making waves, literally. 7 more beluga whales have been rescued from a shuttered marine park in Canada, and brought to the US, specifically to SeaWorld San Antonio. Now, on the surface, this might sound like just another animal rescue story, but personally, I think there's so much more to unpack here. What makes this really interesting is the scale and complexity of the operation. We're talking about moving 7 massive marine mammals nearly 2,000 miles in special containers, with a team of veterinarians and animal care experts in tow. It's not just a logistical feat, it's a testament to how far we've come in prioritizing animal welfare, even when it's challenging and expensive. From my perspective, this rescue highlights a bigger shift in how we view marine parks and animal captivity. The fact that this marine park in Canada closed in 2024 isn't just a coincidence. It's part of a broader trend where public opinion is turning against keeping whales and dolphins in captivity for entertainment. If you take a step back and think about it, this rescue isn't just about saving 7 whales, it's about acknowledging that these creatures belong in the wild, or at the very least, in environments that prioritize their well-being over profit. One thing that immediately stands out is the names of these whales: Xena, Gemini, Skyla, Meeka, Eve, Neva, and Calypso. These aren't just random names, they're identities, reminders that these are individual beings with their own stories. And what many people don't realize is how traumatic the transition can be for these animals. They're leaving the only home they've known, even if it wasn't ideal, and entering a completely new environment. SeaWorld's approach of letting them adjust at their own pace is crucial, but it also raises a deeper question. How do we balance rescue efforts with the long-term goal of phasing out captivity altogether? A detail I find fascinating is the collaboration behind this rescue. SeaWorld, Shed Aquarium, Georgia Aquarium, Mystic Aquarium, and Oceanographic Valencia are all working together. This isn't just a PR move, it's a coordinated effort that shows what's possible when organizations put aside competition for a greater cause. What this really suggests is that the future of marine conservation might lie in these kinds of partnerships, where expertise and resources are pooled to tackle complex issues. But here's where it gets even more thought-provoking: what happens next? SeaWorld says they're focused on the rescue of the remaining whales, and the well-being of those already in their care. That's great, but it's not clear how many of these whales will stay at SeaWorld long-term. In my opinion, the ultimate goal should be rehabilitation and, if possible, release into the wild. But that's easier said than done. Belugas are highly social creatures, and after years in captivity, some may not have the skills to survive in the ocean. This raises a deeper question: are we rescuing them just to keep them in a different kind of enclosure? If you ask me, this rescue is a step in the right direction, but it's also a reminder of how much work still needs to be done. We're at a crossroads in how we interact with marine life, and stories like this force us to confront uncomfortable truths. Are we doing enough? Are we moving fast enough? Personally, I think this rescue is a beacon of hope, but it's also a call to action. We need to keep pushing for better protections, better alternatives, and a future where stories like this aren't necessary because whales are thriving where they belong, in the wild. So, what do you think? Is this rescue a sign of progress, or just a band-aid on a bigger problem? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video thought-provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into stories that matter. Thanks for watching.